These will give you a sinking feeling. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest shipwreck mysteries that will freak you out. For this list, we're looking at ships and vessels that were lost, and sometimes found again, in inexplicable or spooky circumstances. Number 10. The SS Victory. In October 1931, this cargo steamer got stuck in ice near the coast of Canada. Most of the crew was rescued by an aircraft. Reluctant to abandon their cargo, the remaining men built a shelter nearby. A few weeks later, the seas were rocked by a blizzard, and when it died down, the Victory was nowhere to be seen. The crew logically assumed the ship had sunk during the storm, only for an Inuit hunter to spot it drifting aimlessly a few days later. Over the next 38 years, the Victory was frequently sighted in Arctic waters, but despite several attempts, no one was able to salvage her. The steamer became known as the ghost ship of the Arctic and was last seen in 1969. Number 9. The Antikythera Wreck. It's no secret that old shipwrecks often hide mysterious treasures. When a crew of Greek sponge divers found the wreck of a Roman-era ship in 1900, they brought up statues, coins, glasswork, and a puzzling clockwork mechanism made out of solid bronze. After careful observation, experts describe the instrument as a type of analog computer, the oldest of its kind. Thanks to a highly complex system of gears and wheels, the device could predict astronomical positions and eclipses over a span of decades.
Some have argued that it's so complex the Greeks couldn't have made it at all. There are even some who say it must have been created by aliens.
Built in the 1st or 2nd century BC, the world's oldest computer was lost in the sea and lost to history. Mechanisms of such intricacy were apparently not made again until the 14th century.
If it hadn't been discovered when it was in 1901, no one would possibly believe that it could exist because it's so sophisticated.
Number 8. The MV Salem Express. The story of this French passenger ferry is sometimes referred to as the most tragic shipwreck in the Red Sea. In December 1991, the ship was about an hour away from the Safaga port when it crashed into a reef on the Egyptian coast. The ferry started sinking in a matter of minutes, killing approximately 500 people. The disaster sparked controversy over the number of lost lives. Officials report there were 690 people on board, and only 180 were saved. Today, the Salem Express is a popular diving destination because of its surprisingly well-preserved state. Divers can still see the remains of luggage, including toys, clothes, and automobiles. Some have also reported hearing sounds of children laughing and car engines revving. Number 7. The SS Andrea Doria. This luxury liner has literally gone down in history as one of the world's most famous maritime disasters. But back in 1956, it was a symbol of Italian national pride for its impressive size, speed, and supposed safety.
A ship like that was the symbol of the rebirth of the Italian industry.
On July 25th, the Andrea Doria was sailing in foggy weather near the coast of Massachusetts when she collided with the MS Stockholm.
I don't know what happened. I was thinking it was an explosion.
There was a tremendous impact, and the boat just went like that.
Thanks to the crew's efficiency, the majority of passengers were evacuated, and there were only 46 casualties. But the tragedy didn't stop there. Since 1956, the wreck of the Andrea Doria has claimed the lives of at least 22 scuba divers and is now known as the Everest of wreck diving. It seems that this ship isn't quite ready to rest in peace yet. Number 6. The Carroll A. Deering. For almost a century, the fate of the Deering has raised all kinds of speculations. In 1921, the schooner was found aground on the Diamond Shoals, an area also known as the Graveyard of the Atlantic. The sails were set, and there were prepared meals in the galley, but the crew and lifeboats were missing. The mystery seemed to be solved when a fisherman found a bottle containing a distress message from the Deering. However, he later admitted to forging it. Many theories have been considered. Some argue there was a mutiny, as it was known that the captain had conflicts with his first mate. But others maintain it has more to do with the purported paranormal properties of the area later known as the Bermuda Triangle. Number 5. The SS Kamloops. Lake Superior, alas, never gives up her dead. As it was sailing in 1927, the Kamloops got caught in a storm and vanished, along with its 22 crew members. A year later, a devastating message washed up in Ontario, written by a woman who'd initially survived the shipwreck. Quote, "I am the last one left alive, freezing and starving to death on Isle Royal in Lake Superior. I just want Mom and Dad to know my fate." When the Kamloops was finally discovered in 1977, everything was remarkably well preserved by the icy water, including the corpse of a crewman nicknamed Old Whitey by the locals. Creepily enough, divers report seeing Old Whitey following them around the wreck, as if his spirit were still trapped underwater. Number 4. The SS Mohegan. Sometimes disaster strikes when you least expect it. Under the command of Captain Griffith, the Mohegan smoothly sailed down the English Channel in 1898. Then she inexplicably veered off her course and headed for the Manacles, a group of dangerous reefs near Cornwall. The crash led to 106 deaths. Only 44 people survived. The shipwreck was declared to be a consequence of human error, but some things didn't add up. The evening was clear, and Captain Griffith was an experienced commander. Some speculated he'd sunk the ship for insurance and had gone into hiding afterwards. This theory was abandoned when Griffith's headless body washed up on shore. Since none of the crew survived, we'll probably never know what caused the downfall of the Mohegan. Number 3. The Patriot. Aaron Burr is mostly known for dueling Alexander Hamilton, but did you know he also lost his daughter to one of the most mysterious shipwrecks of the 19th century? In the fall of 1812, Theodosia Burr Alston boarded the Patriot to reunite with her father in New York. The two hadn't seen each other in years. Tragically, they were never to meet again. The Patriot disappeared at sea. While Burr believed his daughter had drowned, rumors ran amok for decades. When a portrait of an unknown woman resurfaced in 1869, people commented on its resemblance to Theodosia. This hint seemed to confirm the theory that the Patriot had been plundered by pirates, but ultimately, the fate of the ship remains murky to this day. Number 2. The Mary Celeste. Of all the ghost ships that have sailed the seven seas, the Mary Celeste is the most famous one. This 19th century merchant ship was transporting industrial alcohol when it was found deserted near the Azores in the Atlantic Ocean. Despite damaged sails, the ship was in seaworthy condition and stocked with plenty of food.
It was not leaking. The sails were damaged. Those that were up and had not been furled were damaged. Aside from that, there was no real structural damage to the boat.
So what possessed the crew to abandon ship? Over the years, several explanations have been advanced, including mutiny, an explosion caused by alcohol fumes, and even a giant squid attack. The ship was immortalized in countless works of fiction, including a story by Arthur Conan Doyle. In reality, no one knows for sure what happened to the Mary Celeste, and none of its crew was ever heard from again.
But the riddle of that ill-fated voyage in 1872 will haunt us forever. The mystery of the Mary Celeste will live on.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. The H.L. Hunley, the sinister submarine that kept sinking.
The problem, I think, with the Hunley is it had no room for pilot error. I mean, it functioned exactly how it was designed, everything worked, but if you made a mistake, you being the operator, if you left a valve open too long and flooded a ballast tank too full, any sequence of events, I think you paid with your life.
Le Griffon, the elusive French vessel that refuses to be found.
And they sail off into Lake Michigan, and where does she go? We don't know. That's the mystery.
The SS Waratah, the loss of Australia's Titanic. The USS Cyclops, the unsolved disappearance of a United States Navy ship. The HMS Victory, not so victorious after all. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The HMS Terror. In 1845, Sir John Franklin set out to cross the Northwest Passage in the Canadian Arctic with 2 exploration ships, the Terror and the Erebus. 1 year in, the ships became trapped in ice, and the 129 expedition members were never seen alive again.
When they sailed 2 heavily fortified ships into this Arctic wasteland, and then vanished off the face of the Earth. That question has gone unanswered for 170 years.
It's believed that initial survivors abandoned ship, then succumbed to exposure and starvation while trying to walk to safety. But experts still have questions about what caused the expedition to go so terribly wrong, especially after they discovered the wreck of the Terror in 2016, 60 miles south of where it was supposed to be.
The Terror was discovered in the icy waters of Nunavut on the south shore of King William Island in the aptly named Terror Bay. It was a tip from this man, Inuit crew member Sammy Kovic, whose local knowledge proved invaluable.
For now, the secrets of this tragedy remain where they have been for almost 2 centuries, in the deep, dark waters of the Arctic.
These stunning images of HMS Terror will help unravel the secrets of the Franklin expedition. They will take Parks Canada's underwater archaeology team months to analyze, and in time, the new information that they reveal will contribute to the understanding of Inuit and historical accounts of the Franklin expedition.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.